Okay, una good day again. This na HUNGBE, the outside show where they bring topic for discussion from every angle. Today again, we are here with another very interesting topic and with a high profile, prolific and I can say diligent individual where they now we missed as a guest for discuss a very interesting topic. But before I tell you the topic, Lord get for know whether this person where we get now we missed today. Yes, I tell family your name.
My own name na Lansana Jefferson Sheriff, and I dey work as program officer na Association for the Well-being of Rural Communities and Development. And this organization na NGO we dey operate na Cambia and Poloko, and we dey into areas, the thematic areas we dey do gender and governance, and also we dey do livelihood. We dey equally dey into education, and we don do lots of interventions around that. But prior to that as well, I been don teach before. Now one of the high profile senior secondary schools na both district, and as well I been get for transfer my service and to Cambia Usai as well. I been get for serve as a teacher na one of the how do you call am, mixed school we say boys and girls, then they were bigger for teach there as well. So in brief.
Wow, in brief, but now a very diligent prolific profile we get from we guest winner Mr. Sheriff. And the topic of discussion today now the idea of education. From where some of they come up with people that always on the ring and we sent to up to date, then say education are the key to success. So in simple terms, today we there for discuss waiting really in our education. And we'll go further by saying if education indeed na a key to success. Mr. Sheriff get a own contrary review and he will tell you the reasons why he get a contrary review. So we will go straight to the point. Mr. Sheriff, sir,
Yep.
you can able to tell me what you really mean when I say education.
From the practical sense, education na a process and a form of training where they make somebody able to get knowledge, and that knowledge go able for make you get understanding and awareness about certain things where they happen around them. For instance, you can sit down na your corner, then you dey watch something dey happen na your community or na your compound. So observation na one way where you go able to get knowledge about the interaction of people or how things dey happen, and then you able to prepare yourself on how you for like use that information where you don't draw from that particular interaction with people that they get, and then you able to apply that for like you able to give some kind of result in your own life or the lives of people in there around you. And also beside observation, you can as well learn or get knowledge through apprenticeship. Like there we motor car there where they drive with people learn from one community to the other. You go already they say this person are apprentice, then a process where the person will go through for let you able for learn from the driver and how if for manage the running of that particular transport service day, and also how if for manage like the load and this and that. So through that they can give them one time chance for like go to motor car, WhatsApp, and they can get discussions like how for pack load. So in all of the interactions really they get most of them don't learn today Sunday day where they don't turn drivers, they get your motor car, they go they drive, and that they bring money for them in their lives. Then the other way now like after apprenticeship where your parent they go decide for sending a school for them go like teach you. So the word training there they in various forms. They can teach you, they can lecture you, they can facilitate you. So basically, like for the one that we did go to school, now formal training they go give them. Go teacher that's enough before them, they give them guidance, they give them instructions, and we then go through the instructions, and then they can forget knowledge, and that knowledge they give them some form of understanding, and you position them for access certain things in life and able for move on with their own life. So on the whole, now a situation where somebody go able for like get training, that training they bring some kind of knowledge to and then that knowledge they able for apply for like maybe get in your hand to mouth for the day, develop in family and contribute to the way how we want for the country they by.
Wow. anybody out there go don't get a very positive sense from Mr. Sheriff um in split one of what really education mean. But you know what we they come up, most of we now only today we don't get this knowledge, but most of we be they take normal say education na that one way you go school from class one or nursery till you don't you go university, land book, old book land. That was just the concept. But today I believe say people that out there don't know what really in education.
Okay.
And maybe now from that knowledge make them they always say and then see they tell we say education is the key to success.
Right.
In fact, that one they spread right around.
Right.
So that's the more reasons why I tend for bringing you on board, because I believe you get a very vast knowledge.
Well,
So I want to know from your own view if really education are the key to success. If yes, what do you think say na the reason? If no, what do you also you think say na the
well,
reason?
my own view from the term where I be done they teach. Well, this particular view come like we are graduates. Of course, when you study, you get this ambition. Say, while graduates, I want to work in a big office. They pay me fat salary. I go for buy motor car. I go for build houses. I go for this. I go for that. But it was a bit different while graduates. Things be dey happen and unfold in the most different way. Like I be the thing say like while graduates no more in the splits or in the twinkle of an eye, they get that kind of work. But then it didn't come. So I had to encounter hard times. In those hard times, now begin to get some kind of thinking and reflect on what people that don't always stay with that education now the key to success. So do I will learn and can pull up poverty. So in all of my reflections, I begin to realize and ask other questions them as well. People and they will learn book, but the kind of successes we they really be don't they aspire for accomplish. They for say I'm quick not in life. So does it mean that education is the key to success? Then I said, well, in my view, no, education is not the key to success because I don't graduate from university. I'm not able to forget even that kind of accomplishment yet where I don't the desire forget. So basically now from then day I begin to think say like education not to the key to success, but then it can link you to opportunities. When it don't link you to opportunities, like I be put them those times where I take them down, I can read them to una. I been state say like education is the key to opportunities, while obedience, hard work, and smartness is the path and key to success. Then the second part say, don't forget that disobedience, laziness, and tiredness is a path and key to underperformance.
Wow.
So you will be educated, then link you to an opportunity. But then what actually they make now, you succeed in who say you defend yourself without opportunity. Now the question there and the answers then for come. People then they will be don't learn book way like they get first degree, then get masters, but still they don't get jobs. They don't lay them off the jobs. Why did they lay them off the jobs? Is it that they are not competent? No, they are competent. But why did they lay them off the job? Some of us, they like, we don't learn this book, we just feel like we know it all. We cannot choose to like really commit ourselves to the things that we will do at the working place. So one of the things we will get you or drive you into succeeding in life, for let you get a decent family, for let you able to accomplish building your house, or for let you able to send your kid and go school, is that you as a parent will get employment. You get to really commit yourself to your job. Every leader in the place of work is looking forward to having a committed employee. You can be qualified, you can be competent, but if you are not committed to your job, they will begin to question you. Why? Because there is a timeline for let you do reporting. And if you are not committed to your job, you cannot do the report in time. And then if you report beyond schedule, then people are not going to feel good about you. So one thing will lead you for let you succeed in all of your personal plans and even the institutional plans or action plans where you will get forget is you should be committed to your work. Now that will make you succeed in that working place. That will make you succeed in the family where you find yourself. Then the other thing is that whilst you are committed, you should be very hardworking. There are other schools of thought around this hard work thing. But then you cannot be smart and then you are not hardworking. But then if you mix the two, then you stand out. You can be hardworking and at the same time you are smart. So you get for really push yourself hard, like for being for do that reporting day in time. Within this hard work means. The labor law they tell you say you for report for work 8:30 and then you for off 5:30. But mostly for the people that will feel say they get too much of qualification, they get too much of experience, they can say, oh no, they know they pay me for extra time. So the next thing is wait on 5:30, let me go home. But if you go home, if you have the official laptop at home, you can continue for do your work and do you do that submission day. And then the leader of that institution, the management of that institution, they will say, yeah, this person is committed to his job and these are the type of people we want. It is not that you may not have reward for that extra time or that investment where you do now your home, where you need to reward you financially. But then in time to come, it will yield dividend. You can when they see you get committed, they can decide to say, okay, this man, let we promote him for increase in salary. Or let you do one say, let we increase in salary. And they count other fringe benefits, then they make you benefit from that. Then also, statements I be say, for let you succeed, you have to be smart. To be smart means say it's different from being intelligent. To be intelligent, when they give you notes, you go, you read them, you understand, they draw examination question, you write them, you pass. But then SmartNet has to deal with the application of that knowledge. And it's not only knowledge, again, you get for put skills to work. That is the principal key. I know say you have to ask me that question.
Sure.
But then the principal key for let you succeed goes beyond knowledge. It's skills. And skills gets a lot to do with smartness. Where if you talk about leadership, it encompasses lots of skills so if you put to work. So you have to be smart for really mitigate some of those numerous challenges when you face in a working place. You will don't plan say, now this how they do in our office, well, reach in our office, but then something they can more urgent than that. So how do you respond to that? Is when you are able for now. Here comes in the smartness. If you have a lot on your desk to do, as a program officer in my case, if I have a lot to do, I have 4 5 project managers and I have 6 7 8 to 10 project officers. Delegation. You get for delegate responsibility to people. I can get meetings the way they come, they require for the leadership of the institution find themselves at that meetings and they, well, because of the tight schedule and tasks they want need for respond to, I don't go there everywhere. I delegate. That is smartness. From one angle, providing answers to those challenges where they face now your role and even people in another your role. So if you are able to do that, then you are bound to succeed. And when you delegate, mostly people like they do performance evaluation. People don't get for talk about what you don't do, how you work with them, and this will have to count on you for let them promote you or something. And basically, I give precaution at this particular statement. Say people are not for forget say disobedience. Now one thing where they make people.
I just run for acts.
Where they make people then they fail. You can be educated, you have lots of skills, but then if they assign tasks to you, then you challenge authority. We wanna be to go school. Those are the things you experience where they challenge authority. They set you aside. And when you are being set aside, those things you're supposed to learn and then you move forward with, you will not enjoy them. You will not have contact with them. Then you will begin to go down the drain small. Till you plan them all if you don't get, I want for build this kind of house, I want for this, all they begin to shrink like that. Then you miss out for doer. Then the other thing where they make people then they underperform, now laziness. If you listen keenly to the sayings of people, hey, me safe. Listen to that cliche. People always say it. You're tired. You're tired. It's one way you drive yourself to being lazy. because you don't condition your mind. Tell yourself, then give you task for do. Tell yourself, you know they able for do am. Then the other thing wey dey make people that can lead, we can lead them for be lazy is wey some man get this other way they talk. I go try for do am. Language is so powerful that it resonates right from your how do you call them, your memory. It goes down into your subconscious memory. I will try to do it. Now try means whether I do it or not, it has no adverse effect on me. So what do? You have nothing to push you. You lean back. Then you not push for do am. I will try for do am. So now make you always trying for what the language you talk. I will do am. If you listen to America, yes, we can. That phrase, I for let motivate and push people for let them do am. Whether you like to do it, you love to do it, just do it to get the results. But so when you speak those type of languages, you are subconsciously driving yourself to demotivate yourself, and then you become so tired and lazy for get up for even go for work. When we dey beat speaking away, you go school late. But some the late the way they don't graduate, they go to offices, they do well. Then are the how do they call them? Latent curriculum something. Like actually the part of the curriculum, but then they are training you so that you do it. Some man be the feel away the beat and way the late. But today now they tell you say 8:30 if you report. If you don't report 8:30, you don't begin to get issue now working place. So it means say like based on that they do well there. So how you train your mind that kind way they put it to work and it make you able for go do what you want for do na your family and na your place of work. So basically the master key for let you succeed that skills. I will encourage everybody we don't graduate from university and for let you able for develop skills with all the knowledge you get. If you're not able for do anything with your hand, your foot, or you able for put your head, you think in faculty, this your hand or your foot.
You mean anything where they learn far away from what you don't go learn?
Now the education, formal education we get na university is knowledge based. One of the reasons we make graduates from university is not to get jobs so quickly. They don't have that corporate needed skills.
But some can say a connection. Not so most people and luck.
It's about perception and how they want to like drive themselves. If you so believe in that, that is how it will happen. Yeah. How you believe them, now so it will happen to you. There is a part of the Bible where it talks say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if you think say they already employed somebody, then somebody is already employed and then you don't left yourself out. So why didn't you say they don't employ me already in this working place and let me go for this interview? So how people did they think? And so it happened to them. So I just think if you get really the skills and mostly when you call for interviews, they go test then skills then they if you really put them out clearly to them, then say okay, this person has the skill, they can employ you. If they cannot employ you, they put you in a database. Sometimes somebody go sick, go on leave, or sometimes somebody just decide for go out of the job. Then they say, okay, somebody perform well at this interview. Let's check on him or her. If he or she is not already employed, we can bring him or her on board. We all cannot be employed at the same time, but just get that skills, and when you go for the interview, just perform. When they give proficiency test, if na laptop they want for check computer skills, just do it. The thing that will make you really stand out is when you do them in the best possible way. We go impress people. For some people, they give opportunity. They say, wow me, meaning just impress me. So do anything where you feel say like I will be impressed to let you have this job. And here is the other point. Some people don't move away from that traditional way of interview to another way. Like I'm sure when they see them skits they on Facebook and some other media. So it just they put some kind of funny scenarios in place for let you see how naturally you can respond to those things. That is one way you can just qualify.
How you able for handle problems?
How you able for like address inadequacies of people, how you able for respond to people with the attitude problem. So my go just take you say, come now, take a ride. If they put you inside motor car, you say, let's take a walk. If they go and ask you now small question there. Small now interview they go, oh no. So man, that's what some institution already begin to do the interview. But some man just don't, this is education where you don't get a but they don't just make up your mind, say pass, then go do table personal interview. So gradually people are moving away from that table personal interview. So like take a walk interview. They ask you basic, simple, sometimes behavioral questions, and they ask you, attitude questions, and they ask you, sometimes professional questions. Then it just ask you for let you able for give your own view or perception about it. Then they able for take you through. So once you are conscious, say those things happen, that is one way. But then just develop your skills. The other, like one of my students working at one institution just be saying one job opportunity for me. So the first question we asked me, say, Mr. Sheriff, can you drive? Say, because the job you have to be allocated vehicle for let you move around and see how what thing that happen for let you make reports on that and follow up on those things. I didn't know how to drive. That is how I lost the job. And driving is a skill.
Yes. In fact, that one they drag me back to the idea of having a modern setup. Well, I mean, like the current trend, beyond going to the classroom, beyond having learned any other thing. Somebody whispered to me, say, there are 3 things you for try as a young person for sabi nowadays. No matter whatever education you acquire, one has to do with computer. A basic one self.
Yes.
And it mentioned also another thing when I'm driving and it comes to riding. You have to get that basic knowledge, then 3 areas. It say, you know, say other areas are not important. It say add these things to whatever things you think say you don't learn. It say because opportunity out there are so many that they need you for get this skill for add on to those opportunities. So when you be they highlight some of the variables, the things that we go beyond just learning the book, just becoming educated, that they help you. That when they find out, say, education not to actually the only key to success. And if you talk, say, laziness, and there's another thing, disobedience. If you mention those things, that now a key to a failure. But in the fact, so in the area where you be mention, say, hard work, respect, commitment. You don't think, say, it's good we come with competition?
Like which kind of competition?
I get a friend of mine when I developmentally oriented person just whisper to me before we come to the air, say, for make development there has to be competition, in the sense either you compete with yourself or with your fellow human beings. That is to say, this year don't start January, for example, and last year you compare what you have, maybe to previous years, and what you tend to forget. So that's what competition is. That's one of the way of competition. That is to say, you compete yourself, that you challenge yourself, that able to do this, or you dey stem out from another angle. Although some people can also believe in luck, but people can also say somebody will not all come the same class, you will all sit the same exam, you all go through the same channel of progress in life. You don't see that possible better. You don't think, say, you need for make a move so that you say go read that person pick or you go pass that person pick. That one is not so available for let somebody develop.
Of course it is.
So you support that idea?
Yes, but how it will happen, like you like when you put some competition, you have mostly like we you go through formal education, especially tertiary one. There are certain practices we not be done they do. Of myself, maybe may not be the do them, but I don't go through these hard times and I don't learn a lot around that. So I come I get a renewed mindset we make. I just feel say I for share that with people here.
Okay.
And that is like you get for set goals. That is another
around success. This is
around success. You get for set goals.
Okay.
And Example for if na working place you dey, you get forget action plan. You no go able for do all thing for the day, for the week. You will get plenty assignment. They go delegate plenty thing to you for let you do inside this very perhaps 8 or 9 hours work wey you dey do, or within the 24 hours. So if you able forget action plan, and that action plans then you get for give them timelines when you get for do and whether you for report and to, when you able for do them thing then it dey help you for let you able for really accomplish a lot in your life. So you can get your household action plan. Say for this year, me and me wife, now this and this and this and this we want for do. If you are single, you tell yourself, in my life, now this I want for accomplish in 2025. The items the way they put, they must be realistic. They must not be
Overwhelmed,
over
big one,
ambitious.
ambitious.
Realistic something wey you dey able for achieve within that time. Let's say you wan sabi ride motorbike, wey na a requirement if you dey na the development sector. If you dey go for become a project manager or a field officer, you are required to know how to ride a motorbike. So tell yourself, bah, I need for learn for ride this motorbike. Do that. Make that an action plan for you. I no get computer skills. I don graduate, I no get computer skills. Now I go back na computer training school, let them go train me on certain software packages them. Ask now the offices, now those packages that they use there. Let them tell you, then you focus on them. If na project management you want for go into, let Excel be among. Let Access Point they among. How do you call them? PowerPoint, may they among. When you sabi develop them thing and they sabi use them tools and they when you call you for interview, you dey able for display them thing and then go able for employ you. Then also when you dey na working place, mostly we can be overwhelmed with tasks and responsibilities. So here is a way to manage your time within a working place. You have to develop a strategy and categorize those things where you feel say like they're really urgent and they're really important. In life, there are things we're very, very urgent. There are things we're urgent. There are things we're important. There are things where you just need for leisure sake, give them attention. So once you are able to identify those things that you place off work, what is very urgent, what is urgent, and what is really important, what is very important, you able to categorize them. Then that is how you be able to draw your daily action plan, and then you for equally know things that were important, but now you for able to do them on your own. They are important. There are those things were important, but you can decide to delegate it to other people. That is the next strategy. They can be urgent at the same time, but you don't need to deliver on them. You delegate it to people for let them do them. That is where that smartness comes in. When you don't know, say this is really urgent, I can help do them, but I really get this assignment what they do now, and this person at the office knows how to do it. Can I call on him or her for let him for give me support in this area? So then there are those things where you need for categorize that they are not that important, they are not that urgent, but I can do them later. You have those type of assignments and responsibilities. The offices were not very pressing. But when you decide for just focus on everything, you become overwhelmed with tasks and responsibilities. Then at the end of the day, you don't underperform. So for letting you able for really perform outstandingly, now for pay attention to them thing and categorize them, then you put them into action plans, then it can able for help you for let you able for really push and perform in a working place.
Wow. That one in a very, very, very strong ideas we don't bring on board. And most people don't actually they believe say, that education are the key to success. But it's good that you don't break them down for it that way there. But one key thing back where they agree to the idea of success. Most people they ask questions. Say if we will see plenty successful people, we say they don't go college. You feel say na luck, na talent, or na hard work they push them? There are a lot of successful people out there who not go college.
Yes.
Now luck, now talent, don't they push them for who side and they?
It inside the first point where I make of becoming successful, and that is commitment. There are people who are not formally educated, they are very well accomplished. Not so luck. Now just because they enable for identify what thing they get interest in, and then direct then commitment and energy into that. I make then they perform na the areas then they. People then they were non-formally educated, we mostly the formal elite people them I would say, not can always like for acknowledge them. Like people in those rural communities, they never sit down agriculture class. For let them train in agriculture, the type of soils, the soil structure, how do they call them, the content or the compartment of soil or this or that. They don't have, but from their non-formal way of training, like papa na farmer wey dey go farm every day, every month, every year, e dey take him pikin for let dem go na farm. Then e dey tell dem say this well na this and this dey happen there, this e dey better na here, this e no dey better na here. There are people in those communities, they can tell you that categorically. They have not been to primary school, secondary school or university, but then they go for tell you say this well na this plant dey do well there, this plant na dey do well na this plant na dey do well. They dey able for plant am and they dey able for harvest, they sell, then get money, and then they able for like sponsor the pikin and for let them go get this formal education. I think them people and they very much well accomplished because of the practices them what we don't they get before, we don't give them results. So basically, even now from them again, we formal researchers, then they go, they get discussions with them, and then they get that one they documented, and they share with students, with citizens and when they go to university, for let them go be trained formally so that they go for provide that kind of formal leadership in institutions then. So basically, in my view, is about being committed to within your area of interest. Most people do not know their area of interest, so for letting him for equally succeed in life, figure out your area of interest. You cannot do everything in this world. Who say you really get interest?
Specialization, you mean?
Yes. Put an day. Who say you get passion? Invest your time there and invest your effort there. You go see where they give you results. Okay? So it's not about luck, it's just about you being committed into your area of interest. And I would love to equally bring this to light that mostly I be get this understanding like work you don't come out from universities. Career readiness is one big issue after university. Career readiness is one big issue where I feel like we equally need to pay attention to that. We basically, some man can be interested in doing this, then later I find himself to do this, which is not bad, but then it all boils down to interest. If it interests you, go for it. If you think you will succeed there, you have the skills, the behavior, go for it, and then it can. But you always find for let you actually define the area where you want to get your career. Mostly I want to clarify this as well. We can don't study then we dey look for job. In the read the language, we dey look for job. So we are just looking for job. And what's in job for? And for let you just get money, you survive for the day. But are you happy in that job? So for the experts, then we say in any job, you have to have job satisfaction. If you do something, you know they give you too much of financial reward, but once you are happy, and that makes you ongoing. So the difference between job and career job is that if you graduate as an accountant, then you get a survey vacancy announcement that they want enumerator for go collect data. Because you are a first degree holder, you can do that job, you can get money and survive. No, so
Sure.
you can survive. So that is job. But then if you, as a graduate in accounting, you get a finance officer role, then you start for work in that particular role, then you put your knowledge where you don't acquire from the university, and the skills them where you need, they begin to come out and you don't apply them there. You can decide to have accountancy as your career. Yes. Now you can serve as finance officer, you serve as project finance manager, or you serve as program accountant. Something will have to go beyond that particular period of employment.
But you don't think say society they judge success too much based on degree or paper?
Yes, society, in most cases they evaluate success based on the formal education of people alone.
So in brief, why that one don't they happen? Why we don't they get such?
Okay, now this spans all the way back from those industrial periods. This is a long history. The historians can better explain it. During those times, like, they needed to have very well structured minded workers. Let me take out this education. Let them go train you how you for put you into order, how you for behave now working place, how you for this, how you for this. And that be the requirements for letting you forget that employment those times. Now, if you don't get that kind of qualification, you know they get that kind of employment.
Me back to question where I want to know if based on the education system in Sierra Leone, I really want to know if you say we education they prepare we for real life or just for exam. You think say the education system they prepare we for a real life or not just for pass exam?
Well, the education we will go through prepares us for level able for deliver and contributing to the nation building. What I see is our education system provides us a foundation, and then after you graduation from the university, then you can continue for improve on areas. Okay. Like I can still remember I will be the university holding a class, then we will go for computer skills training. Then telling in I then home back computer there at the be there. I don't see computer monitor, because a computer comprises of the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, and the CPU. So at times we had to go at the hall. You meet the monitor and you meet the keyboard, but you know they meet the mouse. At times the mouse the keyboard, the monitor then the CPU know the work. But then you, whether they train you, you need to know how you behave for connect, let's say, a flash drive to that you for let you see another monitor. You work on that, and then they need for training again how you for print document from that particular setup, a printer. But then in that particular setup, those printer will be there. So like for me, after I graduate, now I'm able for now solidify my skills in competing. That's in I go. I will put myself training and training on computer. So I just think our education system provides us a foundation. You get the qualification for let you for get link to that opportunity, or let you qualify for get access to that opportunity. And then if you really want to let them employ you there, either way study, you train yourself in computer, or you learn how to ride motorbike, or you learn how to drive motorbike. So by the time you graduate, you are readily available at the market.
Sure. Meaning you don't sell.
You don't really put yourself in readiness so that if you don't go any question around those areas, so if you say can be
the driver,
you need to provide that kind of answer, and then you are employed.
Wow. We don't learn lots, and we know actually get a clear before now. We know actually get a clear you're putting as success. Always supposed to be focus on that. If school you learn, that's the only way you become successful. But today, Sheriff, our guest, he don't explain to you a lot what he mean by success. What he mean by having to go to school and learn the book. But the last question, for today's engagement, I really want to know, if success means different thing to different people. Hmm?
Yeah.
So wetin na your own definition for success? I think that go be the last question.
Well, to be successful, it means say like you don't get plans on the things them wey you want for do,
Okay.
and you don't able for do them. Not only for do them, e just start like when you dey sit exam. Dem go tell you say this exam na for 2 hours. When you able for write exam inside that 2 hour and then you get your A, B, C as the case may be. Then they will begin to class you say na grade A student or na intelligent student or na XYZ student. You understand? So if you get a timeline on what you want to accomplish, then you can begin for tell yourself say you really successful.
Wow.
So if you give yourself time, say in 5 years I for able for do this, and then in that 5 years you able for do over 50% of that, you can tell yourself say you're successful. Okay. Now let we look at them from the parenting point of view. You don't married, you don't born picking, and then because you feel say like education is a high valued asset, especially the formal one, then you decide for saying you picking go school for let a learn book. You don't learn this book. I can tell you right now, your parents feel so good because they be want for let you be formally educated, you get employment, you do work, and then you move on with your life without depending on
On
them.
them.
So they think as very responsible parents, they are very much successful because their plan was just what you are experiencing now in your life. So similarly, if you think like that could be good for your children, then when you reach that stage where you are today, then you feel accomplished. And this is really deep into, I don't want to be very theoretical,
Okay.
but then if you look at the Maslow hierarchy of needs, there is now the top of the pyramid. Maslow
Yes.
label am say
Yes.
says self-actualization.
Actualization.
You know, so those things you really set and you give them timelines and you're able to accomplish them within those timelines, you feel accomplished. You said you are going to do it in 5 years, you said you are going to do it in 2 months, and you did it. You can still go beyond that, but you wouldn't feel more accomplished because the time don't elapse. You don't feel too accomplished.
Sure.
You know, so basically you will begin to look down on yourself, or people will begin to look down on you because they tell you say that you do them in this time. Now they will tell you say we don't do this work, the MOUs and work in sign with partners. See, you for report the 5th of every incoming month. Hmm? So if you able for present, you report on the 4th, on the 3rd, you feel good. And then you make an impression, positive impression to the one that way you work with. Then they will say, this person, he always they report in time. For everywhere they go, they will talk your name, they will talk about your performance, and people will want to know you, people will want to have discussions with you. How are you doing this when others are underperforming? So once you're able to do them within timeline, you feel so good and you feel so accomplished, and you go on for do more of that. For let you just maintain that kind of trend of respect, that then you build on your credibility, we very key to the personality of every man. You know, so whilst you are accomplishing some of those things, it always adds onto your credibility, and it's always add on to your integrity, and then people want to have and come people want to come back to you to have discussions with you and things like that. And this is evident in the life of Bill Gates. Bill Gates, now people used to consult him for like they get public lectures on leadership and management. For those who know small thing about Bill Gates, and know say Bill Gates go na Harvard University, but you know able for complete in course na Harvard University. So in a Sierra Leonean context, that kind of person is a dropout.
Not dropout.
And that kind of person in a society is not really much recognized, is not really much respected. But then there he goes. They call him for like go give public lectures Equally, they happen in the cases who do the agricultural interventions. Them we get people that we refer to as master farmers in this country.
Mm-hmm.
They are not formally educated, but they have wealth of experience in terms of practical or hands-on farming where they yield good dividend that enlives them. So they can always hire and service for like go get sessions with very young people, especially that brother and sister that we don't do into this addiction, for let them able to come out and see agriculture of area of investment, for let them invest the effort and time then they. So basically that's just it, you know.
Wow. We don't get a lot where we don't learn from this topic where they tell we say education are the key to success. And Mr. Sheriff today tell we say education not only the key to success, but are the key to opportunities. And you don't highlight a lot of beautiful ideas and where we don't get from her. And I believe say we don't learn a lot. So today we there with Mr. Sheriff in the show in the HUNGBE or side show. We they always assure una for the bring una very interesting and life touching topic there. And this now one. So we appreciate you and we appreciate so much we guest and we hope for getting back some other subsequent time because it gets a very vast knowledge way some of we need for always tap on. And we appreciate them so much and we appreciate everybody where they out there. As usual, don't forget for like, you comment, you share, and tell your party, let yourself tell your other party that ideas they are way for learn from. And this is very good. They take home today that education not only the key to success, but there are other things we involve commitment, hard work, discipline, all of that come together. It help you for like succeed. And we learn from and say success is about setting a plan and work towards that plan that you think say it happened. And you self evaluate and say this will happen. But what I be the expert now I get or what I not be the expert now I get. So wanna thank you once again. This now will be the outside show. We love una and we appreciate una more if una attend for the share and tell another person always about the show. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheriff. We appreciate you and we hope to get you back at the show.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much.
Thank